Okay, we are going to look at this two-step equations worksheet, and I'm going to actually work through every single one of them with you. So if you don't need help on a particular problem, feel free to skip it, fast forward ahead, and go to the ones you need help on, or do every single one of them with me. That is up to you. So number one is 6 equals a divided by 4 plus 2. So what I would do first is I would keep the a divided by 4 until the last step, and I would get rid of plus 2. So anytime you have an add or subtract, you need to do that first. So you're going to do the opposite to get it to cancel, and the opposite of adding 2 is subtract 2. So we're going to do that on both sides. Plus 2 minus 2 will cancel and go away. 6 minus 2 is 4. On the right, you still have a divided by 4, or a over 4. It's in fraction form. And so if you just think about what it means when a is divided by 4, and you need to do the opposite to get it to cancel, you need to multiply by 4. So if you multiply by 4 on both sides, something that's divided by 4 and multiplied by 4 are opposites, so they'll cancel, and it'll leave a by itself. And then 4 times 4 is 16. Be sure to circle your final answer showing that a equals 16, or 16 equals a. The order doesn't matter. Okay, number 2. Once again, x is being divided by 4, so you're going to keep that there until the last step. Okay, to get rid of a negative 6, you need to have the opposite. So you need to do a positive 6 or plus 6 on both sides. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Negative 6, positive 6 cancel. Bring down your x divided by 4. Negative 5 plus 6 equals 1. Feel free to use your calculator if you're not sure. And then in the last step, x is being divided by 4, so then you are going to multiply by 4 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. X divided by 4 and times 4 cancel each other out, and you're left with x equals 1 times 4, which is 4. Circle your final answer. All right, let's keep going. Number 3. 9x minus 7 equals negative 7. Remember, anytime you are dividing like up here or multiplying like here, you need to save that till the end. So get rid of an add or subtract first. So if it's minus 7, you are going to do the opposite, which is plus 7 on both sides. Negative 7, positive 7 cancel. It leaves 9x. On the right, negative 7 plus positive 7 cancels. They're opposites, so it would cancel completely out, or it would just be 0. Last step to get x by itself is divide, because right now it's being multiplied, so you're going to do the opposite, which is divide both sides by 9. And you can put it in your calculator if you're not sure, but 0 divided by 9 is 0. Okay, x equals 0. And you might notice I'm doing my division symbols as fractions. That's how we'll do it most of the time this year. All right, number 4. Remember, divide and multiply last step. So let's first get rid of this guy, the positive 4. If I add 4, that will not cancel it. So we need to subtract 4. That will cancel it. And don't forget to do it on both sides. Positive 4 minus 4 goes away. That cancels to 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. And bring down your n divided by 5. All right, last step, n is being divided by 5. There's my dog. Sorry. So you're going to multiply by 5 on both sides. Okay, that would leave n equals negative 4 times 5. Again, just use your calculator. It would be negative 20. Okay, number 5. So you are going to leave the r over 20, r divided by 20 until the end. First, get rid of the minus 5 by doing plus 5. Cancel, cancel. Negative 5, positive 5 cancel each other out. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. And bring down your r divided by 20. All right, if r is being divided by 20, you're going to do the opposite, and you're going to multiply by 20 on both sides. On the right, they cancel. leaving r by itself. On the left, 1 times 20 is 20. All right, number 6. Number 6 is different. The entire group is being divided by 6. So you can't save the divided by 6 till the end in this case because this group up above has to stay together. The whole thing is being divided by 6. So here's what I want you to do. Anytime there's an entire something being added or subtracted in a fraction, assume that it's in parentheses and save it together until the last step. So in this situation, we actually need to get rid of the divided by 6 first. So if it's the opposite of divided by 6, you are going to multiply by 6 on both sides. You might notice I've been using a dot for multiply. That's what I do most of the time. So divided by 6, multiplied by 6 are opposites, so they cancel each other out and go away. On the left, -1 times 6 is -6. And on the right, we're just going to bring down our whole 5 plus x. And now, what is happening with x? How do we get something over here to cancel and go away? It's +5, so you are going to subtract 5. It's +5, so you make it negative, opposites. Minus and negative are the same thing. Okay, this is a little tricky if you're not using a calculator. I'm wondering if some of you might have put 1 or -1 for your answer here, but -6 minus 5 is actually -11. You can think of it like this. If you're -$6 in your lunch account and you go subtract out $5 more worth of food, you're now -$11. So it's a greater negative. And if you're not sure, just put it in your calculator. Put in -6 minus 5. I promise it's -11. All right, let's keep going. Number 7. Again, the entire group being divided by 3 means you need to keep the group together until the end. So we need to get rid of the divided by 3 by doing multiply by 3. Okay, divided by 3 times 3 cancel each other out. Bring down your v plus 9 equals 24. If I'm going too fast, you guys can obviously rewind it and go back. And if I'm going too slow, you can put it in 2 times speed. All right, and then last step, if v is adding 9, you need to subtract 9. To do the opposite on both sides, cancel, cancel. V equals whatever 24 minus 9 is, which would be 15. All right, number 8. Okay, there's a couple of things you can do here first. You can look at it grouped like we did up here and see how we multiplied by 6 first because it was being divided by 6. You can look at this as a group and you can say that whole group's being multiplied by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2 first and that will work. But since 7th grade you did a lot of distributing, I'm going to actually solve it with distribution. So 2 times n is 2n. 2 times +5 is +10, so be sure to put a plus because it's +10. If it was -10, you would put a minus there. Equals -2. All right, next, keep the multiply and divide together. Let's get rid of +10 by doing -10 on both sides. Okay, those cancel. Bring down your 2n. Again, you can put it in your calculator if you're not sure, but -2 minus 10 more is actually -12. Last step, 2 is being multiplied by n. If they're squished up together next to each other, it means multiply. So 2 is being multiplied by n, so we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. It leaves -12 divided by 2, which is -6. All right, number 9. Keep this part together and get rid of the +1 first by doing -1. Cancel, cancel, bring down -9x. On the right, another negative lunch account. You're -$80 in your lunch account and you subtract out 1 more. That would be -81. Negative 9 is being multiplied by x. They're squished up against each other, which means multiply. Negative 9 negative 9 times x, so that means you're going to divide. Cancel, cancel. Use your calculator if you're not sure about positives or negatives, but negative 81 divided by negative 9, a negative divided by a negative, is a positive 9. Number 10. All right, n divided by 2 is grouped, so let's leave that together. We're going to get rid of the minus 10 first by doing plus 10. All right, bring down n divided by 2. Negative 6 plus 10 is positive 4. If you're not sure, use your calculator. N divided by 2 means what we're going to do is the opposite, which is times 2 on both sides. These cancel, cancel. It leaves n, I'm about out of room, equals 4 times 2 is 8. All right, number 11. Leave the v over 4, v divided by 4 grouped, and get rid of a positive 2. So how to get rid of this positive 2 is you subtract it. That's the only way to get it to go to 0 or cancel. So you're going to have to minus 2 over here also. Remember, negative lunch accounts. If you're negative 2 and you subtract 2 more, you are now negative 4. Over here you have your v divided by 4. So if v is being divided by 4, the opposite is times 4. They cancel over here. And on the left, you do the math. Negative 4 times positive 4 is negative 16. Number 12. Again, the parentheses mean it's a group. It's being multiplied by negative 12. So we could, you know what, let's do this one like that. Let's leave the group together, and it's being multiplied by negative 12. So let's do this one by dividing by negative 12 first. You could have distributed. I already did an example of that, and that's fine, but I'm going to do this one differently. Let's divide by that negative 12 on both sides. So on the right, this cancels. Multiplied by negative 12 divided by negative 12 are opposites, and it leaves x plus 5 all by itself. On the left, 144 divided by negative 12 is negative 12. All right, and then last step would be x, and by the way, once you move this down and it's by itself, you can get rid of the parentheses. X plus 5, the opposite of adding is subtracting 5. Cancel, cancel. Negative 12 minus 5 more is negative 17. And if you want to go back and work this out differently, or if you distributed, you should get the same answer I do. All right, on the back of this worksheet, I would really like for you guys to try to do some of these on your own. Push pause and then come back and check the video make sure you did it right and check your answers. But again, I'm going to keep going and I'll work them all out. So in case you do get stuck, you have this video to refer to. All right, first thing we're going to get rid of is the plus 5. So we're going to do minus 5. Negative 15 minus 5 is negative 20. Bring down your negative 4m. Negative 4 is being multiplied by m. They're squished together with no symbol in between, which means multiply. So you are going to divide. And a lot of people wonder, do you divide by positive? Because that's the opposite, but you're not changing the number, you're changing the operation. So we do not want to divide by something different. We want to divide by exactly what's being multiplied. So right now, negative 4 is being multiplied, so I want to divide by negative 4 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. Negative 20 divided by negative 4, negative divided by negative is positive 5. Okay, number 14. Keep the 6 times v together until the end. We need to first get rid of the 10. Do not let this minus confuse you and think that you need to add it. If you added 10 plus 10, it would not cancel. 10 plus 10 equals 20. You want it to cancel and go to 0. So the only way to get a positive 10 to go to 0 is by subtracting it on both sides. What you do to one side, you always do to the other. All right, 10 minus 10 is 0, so those cancel. Bring down the whole term. That is now a negative 6v. I know you probably look at it as minus, but a minus and a negative are technically the same thing. It just depends on how you read it. So that is negative 6v. Bring down the whole term. Negative 104 minus 10 more is negative 114. All right, last step. Negative 6 is being squished together, being multiplied by v, so you are going to divide by exactly what's there, negative 6, on both sides. Cancel, cancel. I'm going to have to use my calculator on this one because I don't know what negative 114 divided by negative 6 is. Negative divided by negative is positive. And it is, I'm just going to cheat, 19. Didn't know that. Okay, now I do. All right, next one. 8n plus 7. First thing you want to do is get rid of that plus 7 by doing minus 7 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. Bring down your 8n. I hope these are getting easier for you. 31 minus 7 is 24. Last step, 8 is being multiplied by n, so you're going to divide. Cancel, cancel. N equals 24 divided by 8, which is 3. All right, number 16. Keep the negative 9x together, and let's get rid of minus 13. So the opposite of minus 13 is plus 13. Cancel, cancel. Bring down negative 9x. Negative 103 plus 13 is negative 90. Use your calculator and double check. I think it's negative 90. Last step, negative 9 is being multiplied by x, so we are going to divide by negative 9. Cancel, cancel. Negative 90 divided by negative 9 is positive 10. All right, number 17, we've got that grouping again. So anytime it's a group on top or bottom of a fraction, pretend like it's got invisible parentheses and keep it together till the last step. So the whole thing is being divided by negative 16, so you are going to multiply by negative 16. Multiply by negative 16 on both sides. On the left, divided by negative 16 times negative 16 will both cancel out, and it leaves your n plus 5. And on the right, negative 1 times negative 16 is positive 16. Last step, n is being added to 5, so we are going to subtract 5. 16 minus 5 is 11. Number 18, leave the 7m together until the last step. We want to cancel this negative 10. So to cancel a negative 10, you are going to do the opposite, which is add 10, or positive is the opposite of negative. Okay, they cancel. Bring down your 7m. This is interesting. These cancel too. Negative 10 and positive 10 are opposites, so that would leave 0. But we're not done yet. 7 is being multiplied by m. It's squished up against it, so we're going to divide by 7 on both sides. And m is 0 divided by 7, which is 0. All right, number 19. You can do two things. You can either distribute, or you can divide the whole parentheses by 10. I'll do distribute on this one. So this is what you learned in 7th grade. 10 is being multiplied by the quantity of k minus 9, so 10 times k is 10k. And 10 times negative 9 is negative 90. I said negative, not minus, because that's 10 times a negative 9, which is negative 90. So be sure you put your minus 90. All right, bring down your negative 10. Now you want to keep this together for a minute and get rid of the minus 90 or negative 90 by doing the opposite, which is add 90. Okay, these cancel. On the left, negative 10 plus 90 is 80. And on the right, we've still got our 10k. Last step, 10 is being multiplied by k, so we're going to divide by 10 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. K equals 80 divided by 10, which is 8. Number 20. Hope these are getting easier for you. Keep the m divided by 9 together, and let's get rid of minus 1 by doing plus 1. Bring down your m divided by 9. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Last step, m is being divided by 9, so you are going to times 9. Cancel, cancel. M equals negative 1 times 9, which is negative 9. 21. Keep the 9n together. Let's get rid of this positive 9. So the way to cancel it is subtract it to get it to go to 0 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. Bring down your 9n. 9 minus 9 is 0. Last step, 9 is being multiplied by n, so you're going to divide by 9. Cancel, cancel. It leaves n equals 0 divided by 9, which is 0. 22. Let's do division on this one. You can distribute if you want. Again, you're going to get the same answer I do no matter which way you do it. So we understand that 7 is multiplied by this group 9 plus k, so we are going to divide by 7 so that we can cancel it. Don't forget to divide by 7 on both sides. So that would leave your 9 plus k. And on the right, you go ahead and divide. 84 divided by 7 is 12, I think. Then k is being added to 9, so you're going to subtract your 9. Cancel, cancel. K equals 12 minus 9, which is 3. All right, last two. Let's leave our b divided by negative 4 together, and let's first get rid of this positive 8. To get it to cancel, you would subtract 8 from both sides. Cancel, cancel. B divided by negative 4 equals 5 minus 8, which is negative 3. Again, use your calculator. I'm not asking you to know what 5 minus 8 is on the top of your head. B is being divided by negative 4, so we are going to times by negative 4, multiply by negative 4. That will cancel the divided by and multiply, two opposites. Bring down your B. Negative 3 times negative 4, negative times negative is positive 12. All right, guys, last one. Looks like it is a number being multiplied by a group. So again, you can go ahead and divide by negative 9 if you want, or you can distribute. Let's practice distributing. Either way, we'll get the same answer. So negative 9 times 10 is negative 90. This one's a little tricky here. Negative 9 times positive x. Negative times positive is going to be negative. 9 times x is 9x. All right, don't just bring down a plus because it was here and you bring it here. That's wrong. You're multiplying negative 9 times positive x, so negative 9x. All right, on this side, negative 243. Keep the variable and number together, and let's get rid of first the negative 90. So the opposite of a negative 90 is we're going to add 90 to both sides. Cancel, cancel. All right, negative 243 plus 90. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to do it in my calculator. It says it's negative 153. Over here, do not just bring down 9x. That negative goes with it. The whole term is negative 9x. So the last step, x is being multiplied by negative 9, so you are going to divide by negative 9 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. X equals whatever negative 153 divided by negative 9 is. 17. See, even your math teacher uses her calculator. It's fine. Okay, go ahead and review this, or be sure to ask me questions if you have any, and I will see you guys in class.